Right, as I said before, that I actually live over in Asia now, and I love it. I love it over here. I love doing my vlogging. I go around the country and all that vlogging. I live in a little village near Konkan, and it's so peaceful. It's beautiful. I really like it. I love the people and everything. Just love the area. I don't normally do vlogs like this at all. My vlogs are mainly around Konkan area and beyond, and perhaps the beaches in Thailand and things like that. I do a lot of vlogging, so if you want, check me out on YouTube. If you like the vlogs, like, share, subscribe. It helps with my channel. It's no financial stuff for me at all. It don't cost you anything to subscribe, but anyway, give me your opinion on what's happening over there. Give me your opinion, and we'll go from there. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. I've done two previous vlogs from here, and that's one on the state of UK economy, one on the immigration into the UK. My last little blog, this is the last one I want to do this, because I don't like doing things like that. I just like getting out into the countryside and enjoying myself, doing my vlogging around Thailand. That's what I love. But I just had to get this off my chest. Because it just bugs me. It just bugs me. So anyway, this is going to be the last vlog on this, and it's going to be about what's happening with this war in Ukraine. Right, we'll get back onto the Donbass area. So the people of the Donbass have been shelled for the last 8 years, until enough was enough. Russia have had negotiations with America left, right and centre. They've had negotiations about NATO expansion. The Russians got rid of all the wall and everything like that, got rid of all the Soviet Union, but it's NATO that's been expanding towards Russia. They've been warned left, right and centre. Even the big generals in the USA have been warning that you're poking the bear too much. You're poking the bear too much with all this NATO expansion. And what is all this NATO expansion for? The NATO was set up to be a defensive organisation. So if they're expanding over towards the Russian border, who's the enemy? Who's the enemy? Russia has not attacked America, not attacked nobody like that whatsoever. They took over land right in Crimea, but that's been mainly on. They're mainly a coup in that sort of area, and the people want to be liberated. They wanted to come back to Russia. That was done in an all vote. That was done in a matter of weeks. That wasn't a war as such at all. It's just the people voting, wanting to go back to Russia from the Ukraine. Right, so okay, so this war didn't just start in February with Russians attacking Ukraine. This has been going on for 8 years in the Donbass area, but very little reporting has been done from the Donbass area by the Western media. Very little. And it's mainly because the Ukrainian government is like a puppet government that was put in by the US after the coup, the Maidan coup in I think it was 2012, 2013 or something like that. And then that is when the Donbass area wanted a referendum, become more independent, and it's been run more independent, the whole area, from the rest of Ukraine for the last 8 years. And because of that, the Ukrainians don't like it. So the Ukrainian troops have killed over 14,000 Ukrainian civilians in the Donbass area, calling them like terrorists and everything like that. They're not. They're just the normal people that want to get on everyday life, to speak Russian, to keep ties with Russia and everything. But the West doesn't like that whatsoever. They've got a bit of Russophobia. The Americans and things like that have always had a lot of Russophobia. Well, I wouldn't say it's the American people themselves, because most American people won't even know where Ukraine is. It's not the American people, it's the people in power in Congress and stuff like that, and especially in this Biden administration. It's these people that are in power that are supporting the Ukraine, sending money and all that, sending arms and everything like that, which is another big thing. Who benefits from this? Not the Ukrainian people. The Ukrainian people are getting slaughtered. The Americans are sitting down on the sidelines just pumping arms into this area. Who's benefiting? The big American war machine. The big American war machine. They pour billions and billions into Ukraine. They don't want this war to stop. The Russians already put in an agreement to stop this war last April. They've had 2 talks with the actual Ukrainian government, and twice Boris Johnson, would you believe, Boris Johnson flew over to Ukraine and stopped it and said, you will keep fighting. Keep fighting the Russians, because we don't want to lose this. That's Boris Johnson for you. So that shows you just what the West is like. They've got a mad case of Russophobia, and to tell you the truth, the Russians are not a bad people whatsoever. Not. I tell you something, there's a lot in it. If you look at the society itself, it's a lot more peaceful in Russia than what it is in America. A lot more peaceful. And the people are well looked after. Go onto YouTube and look at a lot of American people, journalists and things like that live in Russia, and you'll see the health system and all that is far better than what it is in the USA. The teaching, the schools, far better than what it is in the USA. Have a look yourself. Don't rely on the actual media, Western media, because they don't tell you this. They don't want you to know this. So just check it out yourself on YouTube. I'm going off again. I'm going off again. This is it. It's just right back in Donbass. The Russians are not interested in the rest of Ukraine. Can't be arsed with the rest of Ukraine. The only reason why they went up to probably went up towards Kiev and all that were a big distraction from what was happening down at the Donbass. It made the forces go up towards Kiev area and things like that while they were taking care of things down in Donbass area. And they basically secured all the Donbass area. They've even issued Russian passports out to the people in Donbass, which, to be fair, want to be part of Russia. They're voting to be part of Russia. Now that they've had a referendum, it's unanimous that people in the Donbass area, the Russian-speaking people in the Donbass area, want to be reunited with Russia. So that is what has happened. So that will quickly go through. That's already been done. The referendum's been done. The West doesn't like it whatsoever. The West say, no, it's propaganda, this, that and other. And they, you know, look at Eva Bartlett's vlogs. You'll see that it was all done legitimate. It wasn't done at gunpoint like the Western media says and everything like that. It wasn't. It's all done legitimate. The people, the Russian-speaking people of the Donbass, wanted to be reunited with Russia, and that is what's happening. They will be reunited with Russia. Then what's this war about? Is America not going to like that? Not going to like the thing, or the Ukraine? They're not going to like it, and they're going to keep on shelling that Donbass area. But the thing is, if they shell that Donbass area after they've had the referendum and it becomes part of Russia, then they're actually what's going to happen then is that instead of the Russian special military operation, it'll be vamped up to a Russian terrorist threat. So that will give them more scope. They've already mobilised 300,000 troops, and they're not going to attack anybody. They're just keeping them back. They're troops that have already been trained, the reservists. They've already been trained, and that's another thing. If you look at a lot of vlogs from the West, it's how things have the Russian kids and all that are absconding out of the country and everything like that. No. That's another Western propaganda. A lot of people are signing up voluntary to go to that, to be into that conflict area, because they see them, the Donbass people, as part of Russia. Russia is a very, very proud nation, and they regard people in Russia. They'll guard it. They'll guard it all the time, and this is why the West will not. The West cannot win this war, because they can't fight against an enemy that says, well, against Putin, that will not give in. He will not say no to the West whatsoever. Not say no at all. So anyway, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. You can check it out on YouTube. You can check all the facts I've given you. That's all on YouTube. You won't find it in on CNN or BBC or all like that. You won't find anything like that on them sort of channels, because they just talk a load of bullshit, to tell you the truth. It's just absolute nonsense. You've got journalists sat in a little studio telling people what's happening, and they're being fed information by Ukrainians. It's like the Ukrainian Foreign Office sending them information, upping them up so they can get more money from West for arms and everything like that. Oh, we're doing great. No, Ukraine is not doing great. Their forces have been slaughtered. And what for? This is just a bit of the West against Russia. That's all it is. Bit of propaganda. But even that in the West is going to pot with all these sanctions against Russia, and Germany's economy going to shit and everything. People in Poland complaining, people in Czechoslovakia complaining, people in Germany all complaining about this war, about sending billions and billions while the people are going to freeze to death in the West. just because they put sanctions on Russia. Right. Now, another thing that's happened now recently is this pipeline that's gone off. This Russian pipeline, you've got Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. Nord Stream 2 wasn't actually online, or it might have been trickling through, but Nord Stream 1, they had a lot of problems with that, and they were waiting parts and all that from Canada, which were all part of sanctions. They couldn't get them passed, so they couldn't get them. So, but you got a limited supply of gas still getting through to Germany. But what's happened now? Mysteriously, there's been an explosion in the sea and it's blown up the two pipelines simultaneously. Who benefits from this? Look on YouTube and look what Joe Biden said about this. If Russia attacks attacks Ukraine, Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 will not go ahead. And when asked how you're going to stop it, because it all is in the hands of Germany, when asked, he says, believe me, Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 will be destroyed. You cannot blame it on Russia, this, I tell you, you cannot blame it on Russia. Only thing that Russia had to do is turn the tap off on their side. They're not going to destroy their own pipeline. What they're going to destroy it for? The gas comes from Russia. They just turn the tap off. That's all they have to do. This has been other forces that's done this. And I bet that any money that America's done this, because they don't like Germany getting too powerful. Germany is a very good industrial country, very good industrial country. They've got a lot of good, very good industries in Germany. America didn't like that. The one thing what Americans like to do is to keep people down, keep people underneath them. And to tell you the truth, I think that's what's happened. They've done this to this pipeline. They've done this to this pipeline to keep the German industry down, so the gas can't flow. But who benefits again? Who benefits again? Oh, America are selling liquefied gas now to Europe at an inflated price. Whoa, you won't believe that, would you? Anyway, that's my rant. That's my rant over on this war. You can find out a lot of information on YouTube, but I'd check out channels like Redacted, channels like WeOn from India and stuff, and you will get that information. And especially look for Eva Bartlett. She's a fantastic independent journalist, and you'll actually see what's happening in the Donbass area. You'll see for yourself and then make your own judgment. Have you been fed rubbish from the Western media, or is it all true? Make your own mind up. Anyway, catch you later.